Is it actually live, Sergio?
Yeah.
That's such a T-Mill count. Give me a countdown.
We don't wait.
Welcome to the latest AMA, everybody. Sorry we're starting late. We've just spent 40 minutes panicking about a Mac which wouldn't charge. So after a year's worth of code building up for this, which is going to be probably the biggest dump of new technology to you guys, it's actually a laptop charger that delayed us. So there you go. I think Steve Jobs had something to say about that. I thought it was meant to just work. We've got so much to get through. Hopefully on 24% charge, which we managed to get it up to. I'll just speak really, really quickly. Loads of AMAs. We're going to have the Chuckles back in the house. That's going to be amazing.
Come on!
Some audience participation. Some heavy-hitting new features. Everybody's here, I think, because we want to see T-Mail. It's what we're bringing. That's the headline act, but we've also got even more for you today. We're going to get to meet and talk to some of the teams that answer some of your questions as well. So before we get started, just giving a couple of seconds for people to join us. Have we got people here? Or am I just talking to you? We got peeps? Oh, how about our monitor? Remember last time it was hard to see what's going on? I actually can't see what's going on our monitor.
What's it called?
Yeah. So I have no clue what's going on. So let's just kind of get set up. If you're in the house, say hello, give us a shout out. We had a phone call from my mate Maz in New Zealand a minute ago. He was really disappointed he missed the AMA. It was yesterday, except for it's tomorrow there. So he was quite stoked. So I hope you're online, mate. You didn't miss it, don't panic. I'm just gonna get in on my side while the guys sort out the monitor and we'll see who's in the house. So you can chat to us on YouTube if you want, but remember, fast response, best quality stuff is in the chats. We've got a whole load of people in our team in the chats this evening as well. So if I'm not able to get to some of your questions, the team will as well. It's all happening in the random channel. So if you're in the random channel on T-Mill, give me a shout out. Let's see who we got. What's that? Are you guys nervous? No. Some of our guests are slightly nervous. We've got some guests. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Okay, who we got here? Rich, yo, Lee, hi. VHS Rallies, hello, hey.
Hey, Sam.
Hey, Sam. That was a real Da Vinci in the background. More of her in a bit. Phoebe, what's on? ES Street. How are you doing? Valentina Q, what about that plug above the door? We'll look into that. Cynical Toaster, where's stream? Here it is, dude. Sandro, hi. Damien, yo, what's up? Emma, how doodly? Yeah, sorry about the wait. Okay, now what's happening? We're pushing buttons. Okay, right, let's get started. It's about AMAs. We get through a couple of those first. First big one, what's happened to the EU factory? Where is it? What's going on? There we go, there it is. Straight into that was seamless, guys. Love it. I thought it was meant to be low production quality. I mean, we clicked the wrong link, but it actually was quite a quick response that time. Here's some pictures of the EU factory. Fantastic work by the team in response to Brexit. It's been extremely hard. It was quite easy for us to make the technology work internationally and seamlessly pour orders across borders. What's been really difficult, actually, is the logistics of... sorry, that picture just made me laugh. Is the logistics of actually getting the stock out to the EU. Okay, so I'm just going to pause there. Throughout this evening, we've spent pretty much our entire time on technology and software, and probably less than we should have in preparing for this video. It might be slightly sketchy, but the tech is not. That's the important thing. So the factory in the EU, that's what we're seeing on screen right now. And it's been a long wait because it's been so hard for us to actually get the logistics to work. But what I can tell you is this. As of next week, orders are going to start flowing for EU customers of yours through the EU facility. Okay, that's next week. And we're going to blend that up as we blend in production, as we do with a new site. But by the end of November, 87% of all of the orders that you can make through Temu will be able to be fulfilled at that site. And then we kind of kick on from there. What matters, though, is that basically Christmas in Europe is not cancelled. Woohoo! There's also a picture in this slideshow of a man in a hat sat on a box. There he is. This guy, Corbin Westmore, absolute legend, has been involved since he was at the start, and he stood 366 days ago in an empty room in a very large shipbuilding yard. That's what it looked like a year ago. And we can see the next picture of what it looks like today. That's the speed at which we're building factories to keep up with demand. And in particular, that facility also hosts a stockpile about as big as a football pitch, which has meant that throughout all of the Brexit, all of the HGV issues, all of the massive increases in fuel and inflation, all that kind of stuff, T-Mill products have remained available and with consistent prices, no disruption. It's enabled you to keep selling throughout all that disruption, just like we did in COVID. Absolutely incredible work from people behind the scenes of this business. And now, even more incredible people. Is the mic?
Oh, is it not on?
I don't know.
Oh.
Is it on?
Mine fucking knows.
I'm just soaking this up. This is amazing.
Can we hear?
Don't know.
Test.
We're going to assume that we can hear for now. Welcome back. The
Welcome
Chuckles.
back.
What an entrance.
Whoop.
What an entrance. You guys part of that team and the ops side that make those factories work, but you've also been making the products that go in them. Really big year for you guys. Give us some highlights.
So we looked the other day, didn't we? And we've introduced 35 new products to the platform this year, which I think is pretty astounding.
It's quite a lot.
Yes, a lot.
Yeah, for 1 year.
How are you feeling? Tired?
Yeah, very tired.
It's one every 10 days.
Yeah.
It's an absolutely incredible volume of products. And we just released a new one, actually. People might not have seen it. It's kind of maybe gone out on the radar.
So the most recent one was the Relax Fit hoodie for the women's wear.
Perfect timing as well, because it's kind of like cold outside and stuff.
Yeah.
But I think one of the cool things about this product, and perhaps some of the other ones, let me think of some good ones.
Long line, you love that.
I do like them.
Yes. We've got the long line, we've got the boxy jumper, and we also introduced things like stickers this year. And we had the joggers and the shorts, which I know you guys have really, really loved on the platform. Is it something that's sort of completely different? And then also introduced the new colours, which we've been received really, really well.
And some of those colours behind us, right?
Yes.
So maybe talk about, I think when we talk about like the long line, the Relax Fit hoodie, they're different. They're kind of unusual. They were quite disruptive. I was totally against long line. I was totally wrong. And just tell us a little bit about the design philosophy.
So the colours for this year was earthy tones, something that you can wear all year round. Me and Rhea have got 2 of them on today. Something that will work all year round, timeless, and just colours that we would want to wear ourselves to just kind of bring that women's wear to the forefront.
So products that you really want to wear. It's interesting you said that actually. In summer I thought they were super on trend, and now I'm looking at them very autumnal.
They kind of work, which is why that we introduced them. Yes.
Yes, I agree. But it's all data-driven. It's all data-driven. So talk to us about that, because some of the store owners, you could tell us a little bit about what you're seeing in the data, perhaps.
So what we've seen is that the Relax Fit t-shirt is probably one of our best-selling new products that we've done this year. I think the versatility of it has been received so well, because obviously you can style it sort of 4 or 5 different ways.
Did you lose that? No. Is that yours?
And then I think also the new colours as well have done really, really well on the platform. But we've also seen other products sort of as the boxy jumper sort of coming up. I think it's because it's such a different style. That's also been really, really well received.
And styling in particular, I think is something you're really conscientious of. More products, it helps, but to actually get your products to kind of land with your audience, there's something about styling and photography.
I think, we think it's a really important part of the product, as we kind of mentioned in our styling video that we did probably a few weeks ago. Styling and photography is the most important thing, and also sort of taking your own photography. I think that has a really, really good boost to sort of like your brand and everything like that. And we have a little fun fact.
Whoa.
Did you know that stores that take their own photography increase their conversion rate by 35%? Boom!
Get your cameras out, people. Massive shout out to you guys. Incredible year, so much hard work. A product every 10 days.
Yes.
Incredible work rate. We actually got a question at AMA. This one's from Pippa. You said that the schedule is maybe 6 to 12 months even from a new product to market. So what does that mean you're working on right now?
2022, it kind of started that a couple of months back, so in the middle of that process, and then also thinking ahead for 2023 plans for the products that will take a little bit longer to develop.
Thanks very much for the question, Pippa, and for your incredible work. You did leave that, so you can take that with you and stick it on later. Let's hear it for the product team. Chuckles to me to you. Okay, speaking of incredible super leadership ladies, next in the house is the one and only. What do I need to do? Oh, I've done something wrong. I did say super leadership ladies, I just sometimes need to be told what to do. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, obviously. Incredible products. You talked about the importance of photography, 35% increase in conversion rate for stores that have got original photography. We're trying to make life easier for you guys as well with some of the tech that we launched earlier in the year with the AI models. And the production team have really been pulling out all the stops, working super hard, shoots all over the country, and they've started to land already. Here's just a few that have been uploaded in the last couple of weeks. So we're seeing this kind of coastal, autumnal, jumpery vibe. New models that you can personalize, customize, and bring your brand to life. Absolutely love it. And we've also got some new ideas as well that the guys have been working on, like this, clothes on a rail, but that's actually AI photography too. You can change the color, add your design, a really interesting and new way to use this technology. Right, now I do the next bit.
I did I come too soon?
No. I think I did that now.
Okay.
Speaking of incredible leadership ladies, we've got another one, everybody's favorite person, the real Da Vinci. This audience participation is amazing. I think we did the right thing by buying everyone sweets.
Yes.
Best £2.50 we ever spent.
Chocolate buttons.
Yeah, they really get you going. I think we might crash later though. Great products. You're wearing one.
Great products. Yep, I'm wearing the Relax Fit hoodie. Love it.
Good. I'm glad. And looking forward to anything particular next year?
Well, yes, I am. I think for me,
No, you've got to keep going. Yeah, this is the real one. Yeah.
Okay. For me, what I'm most excited for next year is what we're going to be doing with Remo.
And that was left there to remind me to talk about it. It's quite heavy, isn't it?
It's quite heavy.
Remill, the reason that actually we started the T-Mill platform by building a circular business model with our own brands, we realized to scale it, we got to share it. And this is an example of some of the cool stuff we're doing here. What do you think about colour?
Nice colour.
So much fun.
Yep.
The technology now is getting good on our side to the point where we can move on from just kind of like remilling all of those materials and actually add colour, add texture. And we're going to increasingly use that material throughout our range. And also that kind of concept of designing out waste and doing things more sustainable, super relevant this week.
It is. Definitely need to be talking about COP26 this week.
It's such a big abstract thing. It is quite heavy, isn't it? You've got Greta on one side and Joe Biden on the other, but in the middle is all the businesses that make all this kind of stuff, and it's the stuff that causes the pollution, the emissions, and in the clothing industry particularly, it's quite a big issue.
Exactly, yeah. When you consider that the fashion industry is one of the biggest polluters in the world, like 10% of carbon emissions coming from the fashion industry, and you know that system's not going to change, then we're looking at our carbon emissions of the fashion industry as a whole increasing to 26% by 2050.
Sort of seems strange that like 30, but you know, pretty much a third of the entire issue is like clothes. It's sort of not quite right. And it's not just carbon, it's also plastic. 60% of our clothes made out of plastic. washing clothes releases the equivalent of 50 billion plastic bottles worth of microplastics into the ocean each year. A major issue, that's why we need to use natural materials, renewable energy, and design products to be remade. And together, I think we've done incredible things. And we pulled out some stats. You guys have stats blogs on stats facts on your stats page. We got some big numbers there.
Yeah, we've got some new numbers here. So all time, material recovered, 59 tonnes.
So it's 59 tonnes you guys have recovered, an estimated 1.8 million kilos of CO2 just from remill recovered. 32 acres of forest. It's quite a large area.
There's a lot of trees planted.
Yeah, and that's 1.7 million kilos of CO2 sequestered by the T-Mill community. Well done, you guys are absolutely amazing. And actually, in case you missed it, we're now certified carbon neutral. So I saw on the news the other day, India saying they're going to aim to be carbon neutral by 2070. You guys already completed it, mate. We can do all of that. What matters, though, is that you guys actually go out there and talk about it. So remember, especially in times like COP26, when you guys are carbon neutral, use the assets in your drive, use the facts in your stats, and make sure you tell people why your brand is different. It's a really important part of why we're actually creating and trying to sell these products. It's not just to build businesses, make a profit, it's to make a difference too.
Yeah, and we saw a really good example this week, didn't we, with T-Millers Surfers Against Sewage.
Surfers Against Sewage legends, super relevant because this issue's so broad, isn't it? Polluting all of our waterways and beaches with wastewater. Using T-Mill to kind of engage people, raise funds and awareness for that issue. And talking of Surfers Against Sewage, this brings us on to one of our product reveals. It's been a real puzzle for us to figure this one out.
Yep.
I think you had a pun.
Well, you just took my pun.
No, she's just, there's another one.
Putting the pieces together.
Roll the tape. Look at that. This is ridiculous, isn't it? I'm just holding this one up, Serge. See?
Oh,
what are we doing? An issue with your hands?
It was just a bit like...
The reason for the silence is, I think, kind of like the Red Sea, there's kind of a divide about whether or not this is the worst idea I've ever had and I should be, put outside to get out of the way, or is this absolute genius. To my mind, they're two sides of the same coin, aren't they? An example of a product that is, how would you describe this? You're just so, see how it's just so captivating, isn't it? Jigsaw puzzles, they really just...
No, I've got some stuff to say.
Are you, okay,
Yeah.
What you got for me?
Okay, puzzles, 100% cardboard, recycled cardboard.
Yes, they are. Yeah. They're 100% recycled. That's what these are.
Yeah.
Keep going. We're nearly there.
They're printed using UV inks. They're fully customizable. And they're the perfect custom Christmas present.
But in all seriousness, it's another example of how we can use T-Mill technology to actually disrupt a market. They're fun, but the jigsaw puzzle market is a £100 million market in the UK. Who's buying it all? Is it like one guy, just doing puzzles all the time? There's a lot of puzzles.
That guy.
Yeah, a lot of puzzles. And a lot of those puzzles are made with like single-use plastics in them. We're using natural materials, renewable energy, designing out speculative overproduction, making only what people need when they need it, totally recyclable and super, super fun. So this is one, like a prototype we made for Surfers Against Sewage. Let's check out inside the box. Card box, no plastic, check it out, and just a whole load of fun. 1,000 pieces, maybe 1,000 hours, you'd probably be 50 by the time you finish that. So much to look forward to, and great value. So that's what we've been working on. It's taken years, and that's what I do in my spare time. And we're hopefully, having got to that stage where we can actually prototype that, bring that to you guys as soon as we can. If we can get it before Christmas, we will. Just big up the engineers that have been assisting with that project. Let us know what you think of that. Do you think that's a ridiculous idea? Or do you think that's a ridiculous idea?
You're really
or do you just...
ridiculous.
I know, but I'm really passionate about puzzles. And, We'll see what everybody says. Let's see what everyone's saying about that, straight across.
How many
Yanis
pieces?
in the house. How many pieces?
1,000
1,000.
pieces.
1,000. Got to do it properly. The majority of puzzles are 1,000 pieces.
Yes.
These aren't out yet. This is going to cause chaos, isn't it? Every day now. When are they out?
What?
When are they out?
Oh. Really? When are they?
When are they out?
out?
That's a joke. Nobody knows. Literally, literally, this is one of the reasons why they tell me not to say these things. But I just, yeah, engineers, woohoo! Got one in the house. I love jigsaws. Right? See, I told you guys. Especially before Christmas. Yeah.
Before Christmas.
No. Yeah. Exactly. 2 thumbs up.
Do you know what we
Duff,
have
duff.
we have a good stat for this.
Go on.
Did you know 2 out of 3 people
2 out of 3 people.
2 out of 3 people
2 out of 3
say
people.
the best present they've ever received was a personalised gift.
You should probably ask more people just to check that. 'Cause 2's not many. Little maths joke there for you guys. Come on, keep the energy up. More chocolate buns. Okay, AMA now. Couple of questions. We're going to get these big other feature releases for you in a sec. You just had a little teaser. There is more. That was an aperitif. What you got for us from the AMA command center? Don't know.
Yep, we got some questions. How frequently should I be adding new blog posts to get more traffic?
From the chat channel is a good one. Blog posts. What do you reckon?
I reckon 1 a week, 1 every 2 weeks.
Sounds about right. I think when we talk about blogs, it's really important that you put your content on your site first. Quite often, people will put their content on social media first. Kind of reinforces social media channels as the place to go. So if they want to know what's going on with your brand, they go to Instagram. Go to Instagram, guess what? There's other brands, other distractions, off they go. If you publish all your best content on your site and put your teasers on your socials, for people to kind of see a bit and then come across and read more. They come across to your site, read your blogs, read something else, maybe they'll check out a product and check out, and so it's the kind of like using a content-based strategy on your site and like drifting that out into socials, creates traffic, traffic leads to sales. 1 a week is a good way to do it. You can recycle it in other contexts like T-mail, talk about that in a minute. Great question. Anything to add to that?
Yep, well, especially during the Christmas period right now where we're looking in that build up to Christmas, it's really important to keep your communications going with your customers. So like blogs can be a really good way just to keep
people engaged. Good for SEO as well. I think it's important to have some content for the search engines to index, so when people search for stuff. I'll tell you what, best tool for that, Answer the Public. Really good way of getting some good ideas. Type in some of your key phrases like, I don't know, wildlife t-shirts, and then type that into Answer the Public, it'll come up with some suggestions. What are you going to say?
I was going to say ridiculous.
No, I don't think that will probably break the internet. Okay, next up, how do you actually make Christmas work? You know, as a small brand, cut through Black Friday stuff.
I think the easiest thing you can just do is just plan ahead as far as possible, and just don't forget that it's not all about Christmas Day or those like weeks leading up to it. You've got like the 3-month build up, you've got Black Friday, you've got Boxing Day, you've got Christmas Day, you've got the gap, and then you've got New Year's. One
of the biggest shopping days that we see is Boxing Day. People at home, little to me, on the sofa. It's kind of extending the season. If you try and fight for just Black Friday, you kind of put yourself at a disadvantage there. Really good question. Let's see what we got elsewhere in the chats. Anybody in random? What you got for us? Come on, randomers. Yes, looks epic. Love 'em. Brexit. News about that factory in Europe. Rewind to the start. Da Vinci back. She was never gone. Any plans for factory further afield like the US? Am I allowed to tell them about Team LLA?
Well,
No, best not mention that. Okay. What else we got over on AMA? Hey people.
what do I write on my blog posts?
What do I write on my blog post? Yeah, Answer Public was a good one to get search phrase ideas. I think the main thing about SEO as well and marketing in general is start and see what will be helpful for your customers, especially this time of year. Who else out there? Big question for you. Who's struggling to think about what to buy for Christmas? Me. So if there's kind of a thing like gift ideas for people who love wildlife, or wildlife t-shirts, or gift ideas for if you're a wildlife brand, that would actually be quite helpful if you can put together me some bundles, some gift ideas at different prices. That will be a good blog. Could be searchable, could be shareable. Brings traffic over to your site. Okay, So let's keep moving on. What have we got here? Oh, you came here for mail. We've got more. There's been a rumor. It's been a rumor in the chat about a marketing secret weapon. Looking for a bit of audience engagement from you guys now. If I can get a bunch of posts in random, let's put a number on it. 3, 5, I started low. 10, at least 10. 10. Saying, give me a look at this marketing secret super weapon. We'll leak it right now. Right, let's go. What we got? Come on, people. Get those things typing. Oh, deeper blue in the house. Divers.
And some guesses. Any guesses?
Oh yeah, guess it.
Jeez.
Guess it. My random chat isn't updating. I think that's because we're live streaming. I might just leak it anyway.
George, sounds cool.
George, sounds cool. Yeah. What can I expect? Oh, sweet. Phoebe, what can you expect in induction shift for you? Good question. I wonder if Phoebe's going to work at one of the factories.
Nice.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That's very cool. Welcome.
Just a load of really nice people. And a fun, super high-tech, relatively automated environment where there's emphasis on quality and emphasis on helping people progress. That's what you can expect, Phoebe. So if you're in the house soon, come say hi.
Nice canteen with tea and coffee.
That's a highlight. Leak it!
Quite a threatening.
All right, okay, cool. Let's leak it. Right, guys, what do we need to do? Do we need to play the tape? No, I'll say something first. Okay, marketing.
Yes.
Building a store. Hardish, with Tmall much easier. Yes. Creating your products, then kind of getting out there, getting traffic. What's the hardest bit of marketing, do you think?
Hardest bit of marketing?
You do marketing. I
do. For me, it's always been graphic design.
I think one of the difficult bits is kind of turning those kind of photos into like, I don't know, like posters or promotions or something like that. And, you know, if you don't have like, I don't know, a kind of like Creative Suite type paid for piece of software, it can be quite challenging. And we had a stat here actually when we were looking at whether or not we should do this. Half of professional marketers today actually use a browser-based design tool. And we've seen people trying to like use them to pretty good effect, by the way, with their Tmall stores, putting text on it, stuff like that. But also, a lot of people struggle with consistency. So professional marketing is about consistency. If you think about some of the best brands, they're always on brand and consistent. So if you go to, say, a third party to get some templates, they're not kind of like always consistent for you. They're kind of be designed for everybody, and that makes consistency slightly harder. So we built one inside Tmall. Not out yet, this is just a cheeky preview, but we want to kind of just give you guys a bit of a picture before we launch this tech of the other tech we've got coming down the track. Serge, let's play the tape. Here we go. So this is a Tmall poster. And it's an app where you can, from a canvas, add photos from your drive, resize the photos, resize the canvas. Might be that you're sizing it for, I don't know, one of your social media feeds, banners. You can even use them in other contexts, save them in Drive and use them on your shop. And it also contains a whole load of sort of like stickers that help you, you know, show off the promotions. It might say like, you know, brand new, this is organic, this is low carbon. Looking pretty good. And then we can add text as well. Might be that you want to make your own free post weekend graphics instead of using the sort of ones in Drive that don't have your designs on them. So you might have some magic models that you love and you want to build something for free post, but maybe you're not that confident in using a offline design tool, or you know, you just want to save a bit of money, not have to pay for a subscription or something like that. I think one of the key things here as well is you can save this onto your device or into your Drive so you can use it later. And you can also save templates. So if you look at that and say, do you know what, I really like that, you can save it as a template and then flip a different image into it later, and you can always make sure all of your communications, your announcements have got the same style, same thing, and on brand. There we go. What do you guys think of that? Let's have some feedback. Oh, what are you doing?
I was just messaging Pepper.
Oh, do you know, this is one of the coolest things we built, this chat thing. It's kind of addictive, isn't it? While I was chatting, were you just messaging people? Yes. Yeah, sweet. So whilst we do these AMAs, you know, we're still online quite a lot. You can talk to me direct quite often. Sometimes I'll be available and just chatting on the weekend. You can ask us whatever you want, especially if pro users who have access to those chats. Make sure you use that subscription. Yeah, we're there to try and help your brand succeed. And a lot of these ideas actually come from speaking with you guys, looking at what's working, what you're struggling with, and we use the subscription, we directly put straight back in business to fund this kind of technology so that you guys get it.
Poster equals game changer.
Game changer.
Nice.
Rich, love it. Anna, simple and effective. Dave, cool, very. Yanis, yo, what's up, dude? How's it going? Dark Nature, awesome. Mary, brilliant. Okay, so some motivation for us to kind of get on that next week and see if we can get you that. The goal is to get you that in your hands for before Black Friday. Remember, if you're not a pro user yet, all of this technology goes to pro users first. That's where it will be launching. And we're just doing our best right now to populate it with loads of cool templates, graphics, and stuff like that. So there's Poster. All right, it's time for the big release. The big release. So I'm going to go through this one. I think... No, you're never out. It's just, this is where the confetti cannon would come in handy. Yeah, we just need to time it right. We never get this right. No, but you go and hold it, and then, yeah. You know, it's like, just make sure you're using the right end. Okay, a huge release. Who's here for T-mail? Who's here for T-mail? The big one, the really big one. Who's here for T-mail? Are you here for T-mail? How about you? How about you guys? Who's here for T-mail? So T-mail is what we put in the chat for this AMA because it's such an important and game-changing feature. And what I'm going to do now is launch something else because there's more. This is an upgrade to our page editing system. And we've been working on this for a year. And we're going to reveal it right now and ship it today. Okay, that's what's going to happen. I'm going to try and talk through it. Now, this has probably been one of the hardest projects that we've ever worked on because it's so wide-ranging. It needs to be really easy to use. And with 75% of people buying on mobile and 3/4 of people actually building their businesses on mobile, we needed to kind of like come up with some really clever ways that we could build a mobile and desktop compatible site that looks amazing, that you can build on your phone, but looks sweet on 4K resolution. Technically extremely challenging. And on top of that, we wanted a framework that was expandable and scalable and interoperable as well with some of the other technologies in T-mail. And so building the framework the right way was what we did, and that meant going right back to basics. The consequence, the result is a faster, higher quality website building experience, and that fundamentally leads to trust, and trust leads to a higher conversion rate. And actually, we've seen conversion rates on some of these stores and the success rate, the rate at which stores are actually getting from start to building their first sale increase just in the last 30 days through some of our testing as much as 25 to 30%. So it's making it easier for your business to succeed as well as making it easier for you actually build a cool site. It's pages 2. So I think what we're going to do now is jump across, if we can, to our screen. Can we do that? Yeah, sweet. So this is the start of pages 2. Now this would be kind of for new customers, but we kind of got this thing where we've got some starter themes, okay? And that's kind of what they look like. At this point, when I'm screen recording, I can switch across and talk about building a new page. So this is the pages 2 environment. And in a lot of ways, it looks quite similar to maybe what you might be used to, but it's subtly different, particularly in the way that it helps you build pages that are like guaranteed to work. So starting with mobile, we seamlessly switch between the two. And I'm going to show you, there's a little bit more furniture here, but I'm going to show you some of the cool things we can do. So if you're using your phone to make quick updates, here we go. This is the first one. How cool is that? So swapping blocks around is no longer this kind of crazy experience where the drags and drops go all over the place, or on a phone you kind of have to put your thumb and try and scroll and all this kind of, and it just doesn't work. Super easy, one click. We also got rid of the spacer element and incorporated it into UI to start with. Check this out. can increase space or decrease space without having to go in and out. Easy. And we can also add content into the middle of the page. Just press that plus, I want to insert something there. There we go. No need to add it at the bottom and drag it up. So already with those 3 small features, we can see it's going to make your life way more easy. So if I just load that up now, the other thing that we've got is a whole load more features to start with. And some of those features themselves are expandable. I'm going to start with a feature called feature. There we go. And I'm going to move over to desktop mode. In fact, I'll just delete that quick and add it again so you can see. Right here, I'm going to add a feature. Now at this point, one of the cool things we've done is built out some kind of templates for you. So instead of having a sort of configure, you can get some sort of starter shapes. Might be a big feature with one big picture. It might be a feature with a gallery in it. Maybe I'll pick that one. And switching the images out, so simple. Check that out. Straight from Drive. Grab a sick pic. I picked a really big picture. That was a mistake when we're streaming live, wasn't it? There we go, lovely. Oh, come on. There he is. So it's easier and it's faster, but also, check it out again, seamless into mobile. Seamless back. So no more like worrying how it looks. It's going to look great. Now I'm just going to pull up some of the extra features as well here, because it's packed with them. If I click this image, I can add a filter quick. Let's do that one. Wicked. And one of the other things that we can do at this point, this is a subtle detail, but is we've reworked the way that these images zoom and the way that they crop. It used to be the case that you'd have to crop into an image into a square before we used it in, say, a banner, which kind of make it look stupid. But now what we can do is keep the original resolution and switch between sizes. There we go. A little bit of hang there. Sorry, it's because we're streaming this stuff. Check that out. So instead of having to crop in, you get those low resolution photos, we keep it at high res and you can resize it. I'll give you a demo of that. Let's resize it right now. Let's go into advanced and we can change that to a short gallery. Whoosh. Changed it. Go back into advanced. Switch it into a 4:3 gallery. There we go. Nice. Okay, so this makes it much easier for you to edit your website, and it gets even better because when I clicked on that advanced section, I want you to just take a look. Look how much we've got in personalization options just on that sort of individual store level. I'm going to go up to the banner now, and this is something you guys will all be familiar with. It starts looking the same, but look what we can do. Sick fonts. Love it. And then check what we can do. Let's move the button size to small to primary, align it left and top. Cool. We can keep going. Put in gradients, rounded buttons, corners. Color in the background. Add overlays as well. Let's check this out. See if we can make this look cool. See that little tint there? Nice little gradient tint. Let's increase the opacity. See what happens if we get to 35. Lovely pink gradient tint. What do you guys think of that? Beautiful, isn't it? So we can add loads of that kind of stuff. And if we switch across into the theme itself, we can see how you can control some of the global elements. There's local customization, more local options, but look at this at a global level. Look at all that. It just keeps going. And more, and more, and more, and more, and more, and more. So Serge, we can go back to the studio now. Let us know what you think about that, guys. There's a couple of things that I want to say about this. This was an extremely hard project to code, and the technology for Pages 2 is so far ahead of the old Pages that divergence actually has been quite a hard engineering challenge when we thought about how we'd take old pages and convert them. And what we realized was this. The script to convert old into new would probably take us as long, if not longer, than writing that technology itself. So we asked you recently, do you want to get technology kind of sooner, that's kind of like fresh? Maybe we'll look to get some feedback, and it might be a bit more work, or do you want to wait like 6 months and not have that? So my question to you guys is, are you happy to get that technology now? And this is the why, because it will mean a small amount of conversion, like manual copy and pasting, if you want to upgrade an old page to a new page. I think that is quick, fast, easy, and worth it. We've made that decision. Let us know if you think it's the right one. And this is what it means. If you've got an old page built in Pages 1, if you've got a new page and you build it today, it will get automatically built with that new technology. That's it. Just works. If you've got an old page built in Pages 1, you have a choice. The choice is to continue editing it in the old editor, and that's totally fine. If you want to upgrade it, we've put a little tool in where you click a button, it creates a new blank page on the same URL and opens a new window with the old page, so you can copy and paste the content and update it when it presses save. I personally think that that's a neat solution that saves you guys 6 months and makes you get this technology before Christmas. Okay, let us know if you think that's the right decision. Again, our priority is just to make sure you get the best tech as quickly as possible. So there is so much more to unpack in that new Pages technology. It really deserves an AMA of itself. Hundreds of new template styles, hundreds of new fonts, hundreds of new ways to edit the CSS that governs your store. And fundamentally, it means you can make your store look totally unique. I hope that you're all excited to kind of get your hands on that. So go have a play with that, make a new page, and tell us what you think. And we will be looking to get some feedback from you guys. We know there are some parts of it that need a bit of improvement over the coming weeks. We want to re-release a better zoom-in tool, for example. We're going to do that next Tuesday. But we're looking to hear from you guys in the chats how you'd like us to make that better. Cool. There's Pages. Oh.
Can I do confetti?
Confetti, me no regretti.
Ready?
The guy who built that was really, I said to him today, I was like, there's going to be confetti, I want to give you a shout out, and he's like, no, thanks. But he does smile inside. So let's all have, if you can just give some appreciation, for that legend of an engineer who built that piece of technology, in the chats particularly, does read them. I'm sure it'll be massively appreciated. Huge respect for that. Okay, time for another very couple quick AMAs. Destroying my Christmas vacations, Yanis, haha. Do it, spot on. Okay, right, see what we got in random. What are you doing? You going in for more buttons? Someone just sneak past the camera to grab the chocky buttons. Rianne, copy and pasting, no issue. Totally love the decision, big improvement. Hey dude, thank you, you're welcome. 100% happy with it. No worries, you're welcome, dude. That's why we come to work. All right, so ahead of the game. All right, that was quite a lot of confetti, wasn't it? I'm so glad that I put my fingers in my ears, because last time it nearly deafened me. Okay, so it's been great chatting to you guys on the chats. Last year we launched this, and it was kind of a bit of an experiment. It was a really high quality piece of code. I hope you guys have enjoyed chatting to us and the teams. I really feel like it's helped improve the communication between us to make sure that we can build you products and that you want, that help you, and also that we can help you perhaps with some of the things that we've learned, or from our own experience, or seeing the data that save you time and prevent you learning the hard way. And the engineer that built that chat technology has not been idle. Give somebody who can build something like that a year, what do you think they're going to come up with? Well, let's take a look at it in a second. But before we do, we're going to just welcome him to the house. Audience participation cue, Sibo. Okay, I've been going for, how long have I been going for now?
50 minutes.
And how's the battery? 10%. 10%? Is the mic on? God, gotta go really quickly. The thanks. Why do we build T-mail?
Because you need to be able to contact your customers. You need to be able to talk to the people who decide to support you. And we found it's 8 times easier to reactivate.
Oh, what's happened?
Oh.
Has it run out of battery? No. Oh, you run out of battery? Right, lift music. Do, 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 do.
Thank you very much.
Right, so where were we?
T-mail.
Yes.
Yes.
10% of battery.
You need to be able to contact your customers.
I think one of the interesting things about business is, you know, it's quite easy to be kind of reductive and say, I want to try and sell as much stuff as I can, right? But actually, in reality, a better business is one that builds a relationship with their customers. And instead of just looking at how many sales I've got, it's like another metric that some big businesses use is something called LTV, lifetime value, right? And we talk about that a lot. The number of sales that a customer buys over their lifetime, and it speaks to a lot of things. They keep coming back for more. You're keeping things fresh, they really buy into and support your brand. And so being able to get those repeats actually is more important. And that stat, I think, is worth saying again, because I'm not sure if the mic was on, but it was a really important one.
It is 8 times easier to reactivate an existing customer than it is to acquire a new one.
So by building a technology that enables you to reactivate your existing customers that isn't basically paid ads, is a really powerful way for us to help you take your stores to the next level, 8 times easier. And actually, that kind of shows through when we analysed, the importance of mail in our marketing mix compared to something like ads.
Yeah, it has a ROI that's 39 times higher than ads, right?
Yeah, time and effort-wise, 39 times higher. It's why people spend so much time and energy into it. And for a little taster of what these kind of things mean when applied to a business, you've been actually, over the last couple of months, to prove this technology, rolling it out on a couple of stores to kind of see what happens?
Yeah, we gave it to quite a few test businesses on T-mail, and we saw, I think the best one was a store that went from a 5% returning customer rate to a 40%, with 50% of their revenue coming from mail.
So with mail, they've doubled in size.
Yep.
That's pretty powerful stuff. And a conversion rate from some of those emails of 16%. So if we think about how those results came about, it wasn't sort of by accident. This isn't just some sort of thing that you can just, spam people with. The approach from the start has been to build something that delivers that results. Perhaps you could tell us about that philosophy and how you did that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we've spent longer on a project before, so we've really taken the time to get it right. And what that means is reliability, scalability, and it's a fast, simple tool, easy to use. And what that's translated into is deliverability at a very high level. Is it 99.9% deliverability in some cases? So.
And just to be clear, what that means is an extremely hard technical challenge. Because when we built it, what we didn't want is your emails to come from blah, by the way, this is actually from T-mail. We wanted it to come from you@yourdomain.com. And actually that's one of the reasons that it's a requirement for you to have a custom domain set up already in order to activate T-mail.
That's right, yeah.
And that we wanted to be able to be kind of fully configurable and really high quality.
Yep.
And 99.9% of the mails that have been sent using T-mail across a range of test stores have all arrived.
Yep.
And like I say, open rates, really high.
Yeah, same store we talked about just now. They were getting 37% open rates and 9% click rates on
and
their
16%
emails.
Conversion from the traffic that follows.
Exactly.
So really, really powerful tool. We get some free acronyms.
Oh yeah, can I say them?
Show me what you got.
SPF.
You got an SPF.
DKIM.
You got a DKIM in there.
DMARC.
And a DMARC in there. All of those acronyms come completely free with T-mail. They're built in.
Yep.
So you get some free acronyms. And what we really mean by that is that actually some of this engineering goes basically to the web fundamentals.
Yes.
And this is where I want to sort of make a really important point, and we're going to try and make it. How are we doing? Battery? 9. 9. So 7? Things that we need to say. Really important. It's like a new power tool. When you get a power tool, you just want to drill holes and stuff, right? And are you a read the instructions guy?
Oh yeah, always
yeah?
read the instructions. Yeah.
That's why you're the guy that
Comes
built
with
it.
the job. Yeah.
I'm not. I'm just a go for it. Yeah. But I think it would be really understandable if people just got this technology, slapped together an email, loads of sales stuff in it, and just sent it to as many people as possible, like a sales letter. But it ain't a sales letter.
Nope, it's a newsletter.
It's a newsletter. And so the way that you fail with this is to try and use your newsletter to sell more stuff. Now, we've written 9 blogs for this technology. All of them are really well researched, packed with facts, stats, quotes, not just from us, from the industry. And it's a huge industry. Fact that I'm looking for, which is the size of the email marketing market compared to social medias. 3 times. It's 3 times bigger, the industry, email marketing, compared to social media advertising. Like, this is a serious professional skill, and everybody agrees with the approach, the strategy that works, and the one that doesn't. It's content first.
Yep, always.
And perhaps you can tell us a bit more about why, from a data-driven point of view, why a content-first strategy is so important. Like, for example, if I just sent out a load of sales spam, what would happen to my sender reputation, my inbox ranking, my IP, my blacklist?
Yeah, I mean, inboxes are very clever. They'll pick up on all of the sort of classic spammy words like free and like sale.
Buy now.
And if it's coming through every week with buy now, yeah, exactly. If they come through every week, the same again, over and over again, they'll reduce your sender score, and you'll start ending up in spam, you'll start ending up in their unfocused inboxes, all that kind of stuff.
And that actually starts to happen immediately. They, like a search engine, they literally watch and track when your item goes into the box, what people do.
Yep.
If they open it, delete it, remember it. If they then don't open it again, definitely bad.
Yep.
And so within just a couple of emails, you can destroy your domain's trust. Game. They won't tell you. Your stats will just go off a cliff. So it's so important when we give these kind of powerful tools that we understand that powerful tools kind of cut both ways. And they can do a lot of damage, like a power tool, as well as they can do a lot of good.
Yep.
So please read the instructions, check out those blogs before you send your first email, and take a content-first strategy. Because actually what we've been doing in our test emails is writing emails where we barely put any products in at all, but we focus on really high-quality stories. We had a lot of questions about blogs earlier. A lot of the time what we're doing is writing high-quality blogs and then linking to those blogs in the newsletter and stuff like that. So we get lots of opens, lots of engagement and reading, lots of clicks, and it helps increase the inbox ranking and the sender reputation.
Yeah, that's right.
And actually, it's really important that everybody does that, because one of the things we can't change is the internet's so clever. IPs know things like the address and the IPs of servers, and all of you guys, all the pro guys, on the same cloud cluster server. So if we have loads of people using spam, actually it will affect the global reputation of all of your your email.
All in the same boat.
All in the same boat, all right. So let's make sure we do it right. Some of the watch outs. I think how are we doing? Battery? 6. That's not right. How do you go from 9 to 7 to 6? It felt like longer between 7 and 6. Yeah, Apple. GDPR. Now, we've taken care of a lot of the obligations that we've got in terms of the privacy policy at those data collection points.
Yep.
You've got a double opt-in system, I think, on your sign-up per block.
Yep. So people will receive a sort of email asking them if they definitely want to receive your content.
And so if you want to engage this technology, it's a really good idea to use that block. And actually that block is a really powerful one, because it means you can use this technology even before you've got any sales.
Exactly.
Sign some people up, build a newsletter database, and even then it's even more important to keep them engaged, keep them coming back with great stories, keep them clicking, keep them going onto your blog, build that traffic, that engagement. From that traffic leads to sales. But lastly, in terms of GDPR, the position, and we'll talk about more about this perhaps separately, but there is an obligation that you have if you're going to send these emails.
Yes. Yeah.
And that obligation is based on the permissions and the privacy policy terms that the person signing up has agreed to. And that is that the content you send is relevant to your team or store. What you can't do is send them emails about some other random product someplace else.
They've signed up to your store, so.
So the
You've got
content,
to talk about it.
yeah, you got to talk about it. And
Yeah.
there will be some moderation at the start because we need to kind of figure out how this is being used. And so I hope everybody's cool with this. I think there's a 24-hour delay on campaigns.
There is, yeah, just to make sure that everything's running correctly, some final checks, that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's as much to make sure that we haven't set anything on fire our end. So it's really important to bear that in mind, especially over the next week when you're scheduling your campaigns. There'll be a 24-hour delay. What does that mean? If you want to send it on a Thursday, do you need to schedule it for the Wednesday?
Yes. So if you scheduled it now, right now, it would go tomorrow at the same time.
Schedule it for today, yeah, so it's a literal 24-hour
24
delay.
hours.
Just bear that in mind.
Yeah.
One of the conditions of getting you this stuff as quickly as we got it is we might have little things like this. We're going to check all our systems are working and remove that restriction in the next couple of weeks.
Yep.
What else have we missed?
I think it's most of it.
I think we have missed something.
Have we?
Yeah,
We're going to show them.
yeah.
We're going to do a little
Well,
run
you
through.
can actually show them.
Or we can. This will show.
Yeah. 5.
5 minutes.
Ready to go? Right, T-Mail's going to be live any second. Let's go. Where are we, dude?
It's gone.
Oh no. Hang on. We on screen? Go on then. What is that live streaming, is it? Yeah. What? Our screen right now?
Oh, your screen.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the wrong one.
No, that's okay. That's T-Rank.
Oh.
That's the search engine tool that we're not meant to leak. See, they didn't even notice. Okay. It's an incredible SEO tool. Don't talk about it though, because we'll just keep getting asked when it's out. Talk us through what we're seeing here.
Mail. Yeah. So this is the landing page of T-Mail. There's one of Vinky's blogs.
It's a great
Read that.
blog.
That's the best. That's the intro blog. So everything you need to know about email marketing, right there. Right. So mail shots and drafts. So this is where you can create the mail shots that you're going to send out to customers. There's mailing lists. So I'm going to mailing lists.
I think one of the interesting things about lists is how it speaks to that content first strategy, right? Because I think at first you could think, I've got one big mailing list, just spam everybody. And then when we sort of start talking about content and sending people the stuff they want when they want it, you can see that not everybody wants the same thing at the same time.
Exactly.
So segmenting is an important part of future
Yeah,
strategy.
and that's something we're going to be working on very soon. Being able to split your mailing list by various bits of data, like new, old, active, inactive, that kind of stuff, to make sure that you're giving people the content that they actually want.
It's so important, again, content first strategy, and to really think, the most important of some principles is send people what they want
Yep.
when they want it.
Yes.
If you've got really engaged people that are just loving it, keep them up to date, that's what they want. If you've got people who are like, yeah, I kind of update it every now and then, just be cool and send them some kind of your best updates from time to time. Segmenting is going to help with that. So we got one big one right now, and another blog on growing the list.
Yep.
So that's an area we're going to expand. We've got drafts, obviously, some campaign stats and analytics, and then this is the real deal. And let's get into that.
Yep.
We're going to launch a new mail.
Going in.
So we can see straight away we're going to put some templates in here. A bit like Pages, where we've got some templated content. In Mail, we've got some templates for you to start with. Let's just start blank. We're in a dead native store now, and we can add a new block. Love it. Let's just start from scratch. Bit of Lorem Ipsum. Add that sick picture I created a minute ago. Love it. And add it in. Cool, that's it.
Actually, a fun little thing is that T-Mail uses a lot of the same technology that Pages does to build out your web pages. So in the coming weeks, we're hoping to introduce a lot of those awesome new features from Pages 2 into T-Mail. So customization options, all that good stuff will go into T-Mail as well.
And that interoperability, having it all in one place, a bit like a poster, you can make a cool graphic over there, port it straight into here and send it to your customers.
Yep.
So we can just kind of get that kind of mail looking great. You can see it's customized with your branding as well. And here's a really cool thing. We talked about a content first strategy. Well, if we're going to really emphasize the importance of content, we wanted to get some content put in there for you guys to start with. And that's what we've done. We've preloaded it with some cool stuff. Check this out. A story, a whole bunch of stories about the issues. Let's pick one. Pre-built, check that out. This one's about organic cotton. You can edit it, remix it, reword it. It links to your blog. Helps you,
Gives you somewhere to start, doesn't it?
gives you somewhere to start content, good way of putting it. So I'm just going to click through a couple of these, you know, if you've got anything else you want to pick out.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So here's some examples. Like that might be one a story about customization. How many? 4. We're doing fine. We got loads of fun. So loads of content in there you remix. And actually, I'll tell you what I think is one of the coolest things. It's like free post weekend.
Yeah,
let's just click random. I love this button.
Oh.
No, it's cool. It's cool. I know. It's the stream. Don't worry. Earlier I was panicking, but it's the stream.
It's all good.
Yeah. There we go. Just picked a random one for me. Great fun. So we've built a newsletter. How long did that take? Seconds. Great newsletter. Packed with content. Really interesting. You see, we're not spamming people with products.
Nope.
We can just talk about great stories. So we can pick a subject line. Remember, keep them short, something that's interesting. What? What do you say? What do you say?
So Mark rules 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, the password. don't tell everyone that. Don't talk about the secret SEO tool. Stop mentioning it. And at this point, we can kind of look to go schedule it. You need to save it at this point in order to schedule it. And here we can pick out a schedule. We can send it now. And it'll give you a little check. I'm going to start moving some of that stuff that we might put in our 24-hour check, like maybe looking at some of those words that affect sender reputation, maybe making some suggestions about how you can better optimize this mail for deliverability in this pre-send phase to help you, you know, not unintentionally kind of affect your sender rep. Yeah,
because there's a lot of stuff goes into email content sort of marketing, and it will just basically give you some tips on how to get the most out of it and avoid some of the common pitfalls that people fall into when they start out with it, because it is complicated. So.
And that's why the blog's there, right?
Yeah.
And we got one more thing we want to show on the screen, if it's okay. We talked about that kind of canned content that you can take, remix. This is a really cool tool.
Canned content. We should have called it that.
You can put you can fill up your own can. And this is really powerful, because if you're really on a bit of a roll creatively, you've got a load of great ideas for stories, you go into automation, you click add new content group. You can add a group and actually save and store your own stories to recycle later, pull them into this and other contexts, like the push notification tool. Saves you a lot of time.
Yep.
Really easy to use, and it's preparing us for a future that is flows based.
Yep. That'll be a big part of next year, actually, flows, and that content will play a key part in it.
So if you can tell us what that means.
It's sort of a T-mail AI thing where it can intelligently pull in the content that you've made and deliver it to your customers when they want it. So we talked a lot about getting people what they want when they want it, and flows is basically that digitized.
Yeah, you can build your own and design your own flows. So it might be something like this. If somebody buys their first product, send them this welcome email.
Yep.
Then, after 1 month, send them another really cool one with some of our other stories about our brand. And then maybe 3 years later or 2 years later, send them a reminder about sending that back to be recycled. Those would be free flows, give people exactly the content that they want when they need it, increases engagement, increases your open rate, increases your click-through rate, increases your trust score. And then when you've got like a one-off that you want to send, maybe Christmas, that will land in the inboxes of people who really want to receive it. Guys, that's T-mail. Absolutely incredible audience participation queue. Huge. And you need to go and click a button, guys, because you're going to get this right
turn
now.
It on.
Confetti, no forgetty. Woo! That's 2 in 1 video. All right, dude, you go turn it on. Let's check that's right, and then we'll check off. Once we're live, we'll say... we will say goodbyes. Battery, what are we up? We're 5. It was just that energy, come on. Yeah, well done everybody. Right, let us know what you think of that while we're waiting for Sibo to turn this on. Give us a shout. Tell us what you think, guys. I want to hear some feedback. Loving it. Those dance moves, they were strong. I know, I've been practicing. Okay, right, so that's the end of the AMA. What we're going to do, we're going to have some of our team still in the chats for the, a little bit. Thanks for coming along. Thanks for all of your ideas over the last year. We've got some more tech to reveal and show, as you've seen later in the year. Remember, the features that we've shipped today, many of them, it's a real V1. So like other parts of T-Mill might be more mature, this is fresh. We're going to rely on you guys to give us feedback if you spot some bugs, some improvements, some things that you're not that happy with. You can use the chats, but also the fastest way to get your things coded is to use the feedback tool top of every page. Whether you're a free user or a pro user, we read everyone, we can't answer them, but that's how we actually pipeline all of your feedback into the engineering team. They get assigned and fixed. So use the feedback tool, especially during times like this when we ship a lot of new code. Thanks all for participating. Sorry we didn't get around to so many questions. Hope you appreciate it. We wanted to make sure that we focused on getting the tech out while we had battery. I'll be in the chat, and we'll see you next time. If you haven't subscribed to us already, remember, button is down there, I think, or it's at T-Mill Store. Cheers, guys. And we'll